Maladjusted Misfits.
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
Together, we're the Maladjusted Misfits. And Joe, stop poking me with that stick. You know I'm alive.
And this is the one where we talk about friends.
Ow.
It's fun.
Ow. It's not for me.
But why are you naked anyway?
Welcome, Misfits, and a hello to any new Friends fans that stumbled across our podcast.
Every week, we rewatch the next episode in sequential order.
Because that makes sense.
That does make sense.
So what went on this week?
This week was cray-cray.
This week was crazy.
We had to go to a work retreat.
You had to, and you made me.
Right. It was spouses, which was always weird to me, but... So I went a day early because we did work stuff, and then you met me out there. And because we had just gone to Iceland, and the girl kid had stayed with your sister and my parents, we asked my niece, who's in college, if she wanted to come.
Hang out with the girl kid for a couple days.
And the dogs, and they called and texted until 1 a.m. in the morning. So
Not the best adventure.
No. You know.
I mean, far from the worst we've had. But...
Oh, for sure. We know what to do different next time.
Yeah. Don't go.
Don't go. So what episode are we doing this week?
We're doing the one with the giant poking device.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
What's the IMDb plot?
Well, Chandler is devastated after Joey tells him he saw Janice kissing her ex-husband. Monica accidentally bumps Ben's head into a post when she and Rachel babysit, and Phoebe is paranoid if she goes to the dentist, someone she knows will die.
Our episode director is returning Gail Mancuso.
Gail, wasn't she just last week?
She was last week. So, we talked about all the TV shows she's directed. She also directed a movie.
Okay.
Called A Dog's Journey.
A Dog's Journey.
Starring Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that's not that old, is it?
No. The premise is a dog finds the meaning of his own existence through the lives of the humans he meets. And Josh Gad voices the dog.
Well, good for Gail. All right.
The girl kid would like that movie. Our episode writer was returning Adam Chase. Mm-hmm. He wrote some episodes of a show called Clone.
Okay.
That stars Thomas Middleditch.
Okay, yeah.
Who does the voice of Terry from Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
And he was also in that really fun movie, Final Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
All right, so the premise is newly divorced dad Drew faces finding a kidney donor and is at the end of his rope and his hope when he runs into Gina, a rough around the edges woman from his past who volunteers her own. That's a sitcom?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That sounds like a fun comedy.
Yeah, it was so weird. I was like, okay. They have enough material to keep it going?
I guess so.
Apparently. All right. What was our air date?
Original air date was November 14th, 1996.
Okay.
Entering the top 10 was The Mirror Has Two Faces with Barbara Streisand and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I remember
Directed
that.
by Barbara Streisand. It was
good.
It was good. Yeah, I remember singing and it being okay. Mm-hmm. And then the number one movie was Space Jam with Michael Jordan, Bill Murray, and the Looney Tunes.
Wow.
Takes you back.
Wow. I've never seen that movie.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, I've seen it. I didn't love it, but...
I don't think I've ever seen it. And if I did see it with you, I pushed it so far out of my brain. I don't remember it.
Do you want to see the new one with LeBron?
I do like LeBron, but not interested. All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
Give me a sec. Okay.
All right. So Phoebe mentions Albino Bob. And
Okay.
this maybe have been the albino guy she said she lived with in the pilot episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Albino Bob?
Albino Bob.
I mean, how many albino people do you know in your life?
I know Ken, Jean's friend.
Gene from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
You've never met him, though.
He's an imaginary friend. How would I meet him?
All right. The book that Chandler is holding as he waits for Janice in the apartment is On the Road by Jack Kerouac.
Oh.
The cover's distinctive photo of the author and Neil Cassidy can just be seen as he anxiously turns the pages.
Flip, flip, flip.
Which I thought was funny. It was a book and not a magazine.
Yeah.
Where Chandler pops the paper bag, remember, that Janice is using. The air in the bag was supposed to go out slowly, but during that take, Matthew Perry used a little bit too much force, and the bag popped on Maggie's face. And we can clearly see both Maggie and Matthew trying to hold their laughter. In fact, the side view is of Janice, Maggie, and her eyes are smiling so big. This is the last time Chandler breaks up with Janice. Technically, he never breaks up with her in the other one because they never actually got together.
Well, he hates her after this.
Yeah.
The next time he's like, I can't stand her.
Yep. But however, he does it compassionately while still being in love with her. And it's sad.
It's sad.
So someone did the math and
Okay.
said a poking device built to the size and length of the one the gang uses would require approximately 14,372 chopsticks.
Now, counting those individually or as a pair of chopsticks?
I don't know. They didn't specify.
Because it didn't look to me like they had 14,000 chopsticks.
Yeah, it looks like they bunched them together.
Yeah.
Like they left them in the paper.
Right.
And I think they might have wrapped it around something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows what the prep guys did?
And then this is the only episode where you see someone playing the dartboard.
All right. And it's Chandler.
It's Chandler. But then I was thinking he can't play the dartboard anymore because it got stolen when Joey went inside.
Yeah. They took the dartboard, the bastards.
And finally, when Gunther tells Chandler about Rachel's burgundy shoes, the coffee menu board behind them features several generic coffee descriptions,
Okay.
plus one of the following unusual ones.
Okay.
Filtered through the finest Skid Row hankies. We get a brew so thin, you think it's tea.
Wow. That's
written on the board.
descriptive. And
Isn't that funny?
I do not want to order one of those.
No, filtered through Skid Row hankies.
Yeah.
So some fun trivia this week. What were your episode reactions?
I think this is one where they're doing what they're good at. You know, I mean, taking something sad and making it funny and relatable. I think that's one of the things they do best. And, you know, everybody gets something fun to do in this one. Like, everybody gets their little standout moments.
Yeah.
And I like this one. It's fun. Even though it's a little sad, but they have fun with the sadness.
Right. So I agree. I said it was fun and saddish. The Monica Bang, or as some people think Ben is predicting, Monica Bing. Anyhow, it's fun. Phoebe is fun and silly and in character. And Chandler breaks up with Janice, but is still in love with her. It's a funny/sad episode.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Liked it.
All right, favorite line.
What was your favorite line?
I really liked, and I laugh every time Rachel says, "Yeah, if it's not a headboard, it's not worth it." And I
Dirty girl.
remember thinking when the kids were little, "Oh, they shouldn't hear stuff like that," but it went right over
Yeah,
their heads.
kids don't. That's kids are like, probably don't even hear it.
No. What was yours?
I thought Rachel had a lot of good ones this episode. She was a lot of fun this time. But I went with, it's just like a bloodbath in here today.
My favorite moment is when Chandler is breaking up with Janice and he changes his mind. 'Cause
Yeah.
She goes, "You're right, you know, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "No, I'm wrong. Pick me."
I was hoping you'd see it as sweet. But and
And then go, "No, that guy's a jerk.
Right.
I don't want to be with him. I want to be with you." What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment, again, I'm kind of going with the same time area as my quote, but I like when Monica rips the bear off its head, and there's a shot of Ben just sitting on the couch. It's like a piece of stuffing wafts past him, and he just kind of looks at it.
Right, he just watches the
and
chaos.
He's kind of looking at him like, what are you guys doing?
He is pretty cute in this episode. All right. Favorite outfit, I'm going to go with Rachel's black tee that has some sort of orange bullseye on it.
Right.
I tried to see what it was. I couldn't figure it out. And the pants are kind of nice, too.
Oh, goodness.
But her t-shirt's cute.
Yeah, it looks like an X-Men t-shirt on the tilted rung.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to go with an ironic win for Janice because once a cheater, dressed like a cheetah. Wow.
What the heck was that? All right, let's talk about the themes we explored this episode.
Themes.
Theme 1, telling your friend you saw their girlfriend kissing someone else.
Not good times.
That's not a fun thing.
I have one uncle who saw, my mom's side of the family, there's 8 siblings.
Okay.
And my one uncle saw 3 of their significant others cheating on them.
Really?
Yeah. So it happened so often. My mom was like to my dad, "You can't cheat on me because my brother will see you." It turned into a joke that
oh my gosh,
he caught so many people
so
out.
Funny.
Fun times. Theme 2, injuring the baby you are babysitting. Generally not a good idea, but Ross seems to take it very well.
He does.
He's surprisingly un-Ross about the whole thing.
Right, very. Theme 3, creating a giant poking device.
Mm-hmm. That takes some engineering.
I've never had to create a giant poking device.
Oh, it takes time. They just glossed right past it, but it took them some time to make that. I know. Theme 4, letting someone go.
Poor Chandler. All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode.
Mm-hmm.
How's my bing-a-ling?
I don't know. You tell me. Anything you want to tell me? Because if you tell me.
Why are your eyes so wide?
You tell me. Maybe it's because I was fooling around with my ex. No. That was you.
Oh my God.
All right.
How did you know?
Joey told me he saw you two kissing.
In the park?
No, in his office. How many kisses were there?
Just those 2.
Why was there kissing? There should be no kissing.
I know, honey. I'm so sorry.
All right, let's just break up. Oh, God, get out. All right, we're back for the cold open.
All right, we're back.
Wait, at the Monica and Rachel's. I don't know why I'm doing that voice. Phoebe, Ross, Chandler, and Rachel are there. Rachel made brownies and offers some to everyone.
Isn't that the start to one of your fantasies?
Well, it is now.
Rachel makes you brownies.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Phoebe takes one, followed by Ross and Chandler, but Phoebe starts screaming, so the boys put theirs back. But Phoebe goes, no, it's her tooth, and then the boys retake their brownies off the plate. They're like, oh, okay.
I love it.
So Phoebe either took a brownie and forgot her tooth hurt, or took it just so she can make a dramatic production out of the toothache. This is why no one trusts Phoebe. Ross offers his dentist. He's got a good one, but no. She has one too. She just cannot see him. And Chandler says that's the problem with invisible dentists.
And then there was a cut line on the DVD Where it says, it's very unsettling to see all those metal tools just, flying around.
Wow, that would be scary. Thanks, Dr. Ozarinsky.
Aw, he's throwback to the dentist from Whole Nine Yards.
Yeah.
Cute.
So Ross asks for clarification, and Phoebe admits to a correlation between the times that she goes to see her dentist and the untimely demise of people associated with her. Chandler admits to a correlation between him going to the dentist and him looking down the hygienist's blouse. But Rachel's a little, wants to know what's up with Phoebe. She's like, Phoebe, what? And Phoebe explains that it was first her Aunt Mary, then John, her mailman, and then her cowboy friend, Albino Bob. They all died while she was in the chair.
Wow.
Which is why she takes good care of her teeth now. She flosses to save lives.
I wish some other people floss to save lives.
She doesn't mean me. She means the children.
Oh, the children. Yes, Adam flosses regularly.
Ross suggests that Phoebe did not kill anyone. I'm going to put that aside as a separate issue. But he kind of points out that correlation doesn't equal causation and tells her it's a coincidence. And she suggests that Ross tell that to her victims, which he can't because they're all dead. I would put forth that people die all day while we do everything, but we just don't know any of those people, nor are we aware of their deaths. But that's just how the world works.
Yeah.
Anyways, Q, I'll be there for you.
We're in Central Perk, Ross, Rachel, Gunther, and who the hell knows, because they never pan out. So. Ross is at the countertop getting coffee. Rachel drops off a tray, not at the tray spot.
Oh, that Rachel.
And kisses hi to Ross.
She's so bad.
Ross asks Gunther for a napkin, and Gunther says, yeah, right. Like you don't already have everything.
Well, Ross does not have that cool dog tie that Gunther is sporting.
I didn't even notice. Oh, look, it's Phoebe. See, I told you. We didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
So she's trying to eat an apple, which is what people with sore tooth do, right?
Yeah, and Phoebe has it angled just on her sore tooth, I think.
Right.
I think she likes it when it hurts.
Maybe she's trying to pull it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Rach scolds her and tells her if she's in pain, just go to the dentist. Phoebe reluctantly agrees, but tells Rachel if she is the next victim, she cannot come back to haunt her as a poltergeist who sucks her into the TV.
Ooh.
I like that movie. But assures her she can still come back to visit.
Aw.
In walks Joe and Monica, presumably right from the Mattress King store, and he asks if Chandler is there. Ross acts like a jerk because Chandler could have been in the bathroom.
Hey, Chandler doesn't have a monopoly on being a smartass. Ross can do it sometimes, too.
Oh, fine. So Monica tells them what Joey saw. Janice kissing her ex-husband.
Oh.
Gasps all around.
Yeah, I already knew that, but whatever.
And Ross says, what are you going to do? How are you going to tell Chandler? And Joey says the best way would to be not to tell him. And Rachel says he has to tell him. He can't keep it to himself. Joey says he can't. It will kill him. And Phoebe says, you could just wait until I go to the dentist. Maybe I'll kill him.
It's not a contest, guys.
They want to see how many bodies they can rack up.
Yeah. All right. So Monica and Rachel's now, and it's the whole gang minus a Chandler.
Oh, I also want to point out, too,
Uh-huh.
that Chandler is never with the rest of the gang.
Right,
He's
for the
always
whole episode.
Separate. Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole episode. He might be with one or two people, like Phoebe and Joey,
Right.
but he's never with the whole gang.
Right. But Joey's looking out the window at this moment and gives it ew before stating that ugly naked guy is in his new hammock. Nude hammocking does not sound fun. Joey adds that it looks like a Play-Doh fat factory. Yeah, how do you... He just couldn't get out of the thing later.
That's why he stayed there?
Yeah. But none of their friends react to Joey's joke. It's like me telling you a joke when you're looking at your phone.
Hey.
Just dead silent. But Phoebe does start to head out to the dentist and warns them to look out for things that they could fall into, or things that could fall on them, or just look out. So, were Aunt Mary, Mailman John, and Albino Cowboy all killed via some Looney Tunes machinations?
It sounds like it.
Phoebe takes a minute to tell them all. That's what she says. And then she sadly looks at the group and runs out crying. So I have no idea what she was going to say.
She was going to tell them how much she loves them, but she couldn't.
Well, if you say so, I'll have to take your word for that because she didn't say.
You could tell.
But Ross has a problem. He has to go to the museum for a few hours. Some kids messed up the Homo sapien display. Ross must be low man on the totem pole there, you know?
Right, he has always gotta go fix the displays.
So I wrote the totem pole joke and then immediately thought two things.
Okay.
First, I didn't think that was accurate to real totem poles.
Right.
Which it is not. Sometimes the dude on the bottom is super important.
He holds up most of the totem pole.
And second, I realized it might be an example of cultural inappropriate idiom that I still use that I probably should not.
Oh, no.
And I was right. Yeah, and I was right. So my apologies. That's how you learn. Hugs and kisses to any Native Americans out there. Back to the show.
Okay.
Joey asks what kids did to the display. And Ross says, well, they painted over the word sapien for one thing, and they rearranged the figures, and let's just leave it at that. So a hate crime. The kids committed a hate crime.
Basically.
Monica offers to watch Ben, and then Rachel asks why Ross didn't ask her.
Because Monica volunteered?
Right. It's so weird. It's like, oh, you need me to watch Ben? And he's like, yeah. But Rachel has to create a little drama where there was no drama before. I mean, we give her a hard time, but Ross was genuinely going to bypass her.
Yeah.
Because she has probably never showed any interest in Ben before. Like her sister later. Not Jill, the other one. What was the other one? I can't remember.
Don't remember.
the Applegate one.
The Applegate.
Amy. The name we were looking for is Amy. The Green sisters are Rachel, Jill, and Amy. I don't know which one had the invisibility cloak. Ross covers by saying he was going to ask Monica because of how empty her life is.
Also, behind Rachel, Monica is signing that she'll help and be there the whole time. I'll be here the whole time.
Right. She's helping him and he's being mean to her.
Right.
And then she gives him a little thumbs up. And the camera pans to the kitchen because Joey has a science question. If Homo sapiens were, in fact, Homo sapiens, is that why they're extinct? Oh, it's hilarious how bad the science education is in this country. But Ross says, Joey, Homo sapiens are people. I'm not judging, Joey replies. And then we cut to later. And Monica, Rachel, and Ben are in the same kitchen. And Monica's cleaning up as Rachel tries to teach Benny the word spoon. Spoon. But then Rachel thinks that Ben is getting bored. And Monica comes and grabs him to play the airplane game. And she takes Ben and kind of lifts him and puts him up in the air and goes, whee! Whee! And I would like to point out that she never makes any airplane noise or flies him around in an airplane manner. I do not know what this game is, but it is not an airplane game.
Do you want me to toss the baby in the air is what it's called.
Right. Then she lifts and says, we a third and fatal time. Well, not fatal. I mean, he lives. But she whacks Ben right into the beam of the kitchen. And Ben does his own stunt, if you watch. It's pretty cool. And then Monica hugs him tight because, as a babysitter, she has fucked up.
I like how Ben doesn't cry, though. He doesn't even...
Well, they didn't really hit his head.
I know, but they could have, she could have held him and he could have fake
punched him in the face. Start crying.
Cry, baby, cry. All right, we're still at Monica and Rachel's post-headbang with Ben. Monica's holding Ben, repeatedly chanting, you're so brave, you're so brave.
Who's a brave little baby?
So Rachel takes Ben and puts him on the couch. Such a good boy. Then rounds on Monica and smacks her. How could you do that to him? Ross trusted her. What's he going to say? Monica says he's not going to say anything because we're not going to tell him.
A lot of that going on in this episode.
I know. And Rach goes, I like that idea. So Rach relaxes and turns to Ben and says, we're okay. Oh, we're okay. No, we're not. There's a bump.
Uh-oh.
Monica panics and tells her to push it in. Push it in. Rachel assures her she cannot push it in.
That's not what he said.
Oh, that was not. Monica says, we need a distraction, and informs Rachel to grab Ross the second he walks in the door and take him to her room and do whatever makes him go, "Ree!"
Oh.
So fucking uncomfortable right there. I'm very uncomfortable. Fine if it's two friends telling each other.
Right.
But not... It's not great, but it's fine. But to know that about your brother? No, thank you.
It's a little weird, too, that they cut to a reaction shot of Ben after she does a lot of things, too.
Do they?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
He's like, what are you doing, lady? You're being inappropriate about my dad and your brother.
Rachel says, or we could put a hat on his head. Now they question where they're going to get a teeny tiny little hat. And Rach has an epiphany to get Rainy Day Bear, Mon shouts, because he'll know what to do. When Mon sees the hat on his head, she yells, "Oh my God, you're a genius." Rach tries to take the hat off, but it's sewn on. Monica grabs it and rips the bear's head off. I do love the look on Ben's face.
Yeah.
It's so calm as he watches the stuffing fly out of Rainy Day
Yeah,
Bear.
he's like, cool, you just ripped that bear's head off.
Rachel laments that it's just like a bloodbath in here today.
So now we're at the NYC backlot. Joey and Chandler. Chandler stops to window shop at Fine Jewelers, where they have a necklace hung on a doorknob, what could be a tiara, and I think one of those Catholic incense burner things that they wave around for spells and shit. And then he calls out to Joey to hang on. And spying the most normal item, a necklace of pearls, Chandler asks Joey if he thinks they're nice. And Joey shares that he'd prefer a mountain bike. No, Janice's birthday is coming up, and he'd like to get her something nice. And Chandler asks him to come in with him, but Joey, not wanting to tell a secret, tries to buy some time, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And Joey suggests something special would be to buy her a flower, or candy, or gum.
Gum would be perfection.
Gum would be perfection. Good idea, dear Janice. Have a birthday, he says. Chandler wants to get something serious. Oh, serious, says Joey. You should get her a barium enema.
And when Joey talks about the barium enema, there's a cut line on the DVD where Joey says, and you know she'll never get one for herself.
Not unless the doctor makes her. Chandler says he's going in and warns Joey not to get him anything ever. And Joey gives in and stops Chandler, pulling him from the door and telling him he cannot buy her pearls. And Joey stumbles and stutters a bit, and he's like, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing.
Okay, what is the thing?
So Joey tells him he went down to the Mattress King showroom, and he saw Janice kissing her ex. And Chandler says she wouldn't do that. She's with him. And Joey assures him that he saw it, but Chandler tells him that he's wrong. He wishes he was, but he's not, and he's sorry. It's sad and awkward, and Joey tries to squash that by suggesting that the barium enema doesn't sound like a bad idea now, does it? But it doesn't work. Chandler's still sad. Aww. Sad face.
So we're back at Monica and Monica and Ben. We open on Monica dressing Ben in the Rainy Day Bear outfit, stating it makes more sense as an ensemble.
Yeah, it would look weird with just the hat on.
I
gotta admit.
agree. Yeah. Phoebe rushes in and says, "Oh, you're alive! You're alive!" Rachel reassures her that she knew no one would die. Phoebe says, "Yeah, we'll see about that. Can I borrow the phone? I want to call everyone I know."
Both of them.
Monica says, "Sure, we have no money. Go ahead." Remember when they charge you for calling outside your zip code?
Yeah.
Or more during the day as opposed to nights and weekends?
Yeah, that was weird.
God, it was. Now you can call anywhere, anytime. So Phoebe dials and shouts, "Hey, you're not dead. Okay, see you," and hangs up. Ben is eating Cheerios and says, "Monica." She is so excited. He just said her name. And then he says, "Monica Bang."
Monica Bang.
Rachel says, "Okay, I heard that." Mon says, "Did he just say Monica Bang? Oh my God, he's gonna rat me out." Ben repeats Monica Bang. And both Mon and Rachel laugh very animatedly. And Monica tells Ben in a sugary voice, "Sweetie, you need to stop saying that now."
Monica banged my head. Oh, no.
She informs him it's not a big deal and not even worth mentioning. You see, we do it all the time. Monica proceeds to bang her head on the wooden beam. Ow! Monica, bang! Everybody bang! Ben, bang! Rachel, bang!
Bang,
Bang,
Rachel,
bang! Rachel goes over and bangs her head, shouting, "Look at what we all do it!"
Oh.
She then states she's stopping now because if it's not a headboard, it's just not worth it.
Oh, you randy girl. All right, so now we're at Chandler and Joey's, and Chandler's there, and he's flipping through a book, not a magazine.
Not a magazine.
Not even looking at it.
Nope.
His face is staring at the door, waiting for Janice. And we don't wait long before Janice sticks her face in before entering the apartment with, "How's my bing-a-ling?" And at least 4 fake cheetahs died to make her outfit. She's got a purse cheetah, the inside of her bright red coat is cheetah, her pants and shirt are 2 different cheetah prints. And why? Because she's a cheetah. Cheater.
Oh
See,
my gosh.
That's why she's dressed like that.
Oh, you're so clever.
I'm not the clever one. The costume department's the clever one. But Chandler suggests she tell him how he is. Anything that she wants to tell him, she can tell him. She'd tell him if she had anything to tell, right? And Janice asks why his eyes are so big. But he thinks she should tell him. Maybe it's because he was fooling around with her ex. No. That was her. And she asks how he knows. He admits Joey saw you 2 kissing. And she asks, in the park? And now Chandler looks even more upset.
Aww.
No, his office. How many kisses were there? She says just those 2, but I don't believe that. Joe, do you believe that?
I want to say no.
I mean, you just admitted to twice.
Right.
I think she
and
wanted
you got caught.
wanted to cap it
Yeah.
as low as possible. But Janice says sorry. She's so, and then she starts doing the honking noise. And she starts to have a panic attack where she's sounding like a goose and saying she can't breathe and she needs a bag. And she's like, honk, honk. And he gets her a bag and she chokes on the receipt, which is a funny little gag.
It's funny.
She bag breathes as he asks if she's finished with him. And she shakes her head, bag breathing, no. And are you finished with the other guy? And she shakes her bag breathing head, no. The crowd murmurs, oh. Do you still love him? She does a little breathing nod now. Do you still love me? A little nod. And then this is the point where he grabs the bag, blowing the air in her face. And he says he's going to need an actual answer. Chandler or crazy mattress guy?
Chandler, every day.
And the phone starts to ring. And they ignore it. And a sad-eyed Janice lowers her bag and says, I don't know.
That was spot on.
And the phone keeps ringing until Phoebe runs in shouting, if you're alive, you answer your phone! And it fades out on the pair of sad sacks standing in the room there.
Oh, sad sacks. We're back at Monica and Rachel's. Joey, Monica, Rachel, Ben, and Phoebe. Monica is feeding Ben ice cream, and she says she won't tell Daddy he had ice cream before dinner if he doesn't tell him about the bonking incident.
Oh.
Rachel's perplexed by the bribe of a 10-month-old and says, number 1, Monica, Ben doesn't understand the concept of bribery. And number 2, Joey starts giggling in the background. She rounds on him and says, what? Joey laughs and said, you said number 2. And she said, I also said number 1. And he laughs, I know.
Wow.
Ross comes in and says, hey, and asks about his little boy. Both Monica and Rachel oversell how perfect he is. And Ross asks if they took him whaling. Ross leans down and immediately Ben says, Monica! And Ross is excited. And then he repeats, Monica bang!
Oh.
Monica laughs and says, that's right. That's what I would sound like if I exploded.
A normal thing to say.
Phoebe interrupts the ratting out of Monica by shouting, Woohoo! The curse is broken. I called everyone I know, and they're all alive. Joey is back to staring out the window and points out the ugly naked guy looks awfully still. Phoebe gasps.
Oh, no. All right, so then we're Monica and Rachel's back from commercial. All 6, minus Chandler, plus a Ben. Phoebe thinks she killed another one, and she says the curse is getting stronger to bring down something that big. And Rachel thinks he could just be napping, but Joey insists he has not moved since that morning when he got stuck in the hammock and he just can't get out. Monica wants to call someone, but I mean, who are they going to call? Ross saying then they'll have to admit the naked guy we watch sometimes isn't moving. There's nothing to do and no way to do it, except the problem solver of the group, Joey, points out that the window is open and they can poke him.
We cut back to Chandler and Joey's. Chandler and Joe. Joey walks into Chandler throwing darts for the first and last time that we see him. Joey tells Chandler that they have a use for all the chopsticks that they save. And did you notice Pat the dog has a face painted on it?
Oh, yeah.
And he has a leash.
Oh.
And apparently this is the only time that the leash is seen. Chandler asks what the reason is, and Joey says they are fashioning a very long poking device.
We're going to poke somebody.
Joey catches on that Chandler is unhappy and asks what the matter is. And Chandler tells him he talked to Janice.
Uh-oh.
Joey asks if she's going back to him, and Chan explains she still loves them both. Chandler's still throwing darts, now a little more aggressively. Says he woke up this morning happy and in love, and it serves him right for buying a 12-pack of condoms. And now he can't return them because Janice choked on the receipt. Joey asks him what he's going to do. Chandler says he doesn't know what he's going to do. And he asks Joey what he would do.
Right.
Knowing Chandler will not like his answer, he says, it doesn't matter what I do. But Chandler says, come on, tell me, as he baseball pitches a dart at the board.
Yeah, he is angry darting. That's how you put holes in the wall.
Joe says, you're not going to want to hear this, but if it were him, he would bow out. Chandler rounds on Joey, posed to throw a dart, to which Joey throws himself flat on the ground.
Kerplunk.
That's the only time I think Joey's been scared of Chandler.
Yeah.
Chandler says, what are you talking about? And Joey explains that they have a kid together. They're a family. And if there's a chance they can make that work, he wouldn't want to be the guy who stood in the way of it.
Aww.
And Joey asks if he's okay, and then asks if he wants to poke a nude guy.
No.
Since he didn't really originally say what the long poking device was for.
Right.
He had to preface that. The end.
All right, so now we're back at Monica and Rachel's. Monica, Rachel, Ross, possibly Phoebe and Joey. Monica comes out of Rachel's bedroom.
Ross comes out.
Oh, shit. Ross comes out of Rachel's room and states that Ben finally is asleep. And about that bump on his head, Rachel questions the timing of the bump. She thinks of him as a very bumpy-headed Ben. Ben with bumps. But Ross is like, no, kids bump their heads. You get an F for a babysitting grade, but I'm sure you tried. You did your very best, the best that included you not helping him when he whacked his head while on your watch. And Rachel's like, I did good. Stop being so condescending to me. And Ross is like, you suck, and that's okay. And then Rachel's like,
I think you're reading between the lines here.
That is true. That's what I'm doing. And then Rachel was like, I watched him the whole time. I was even watching where your sister bashed his head against the beam while never making one airplane noise. And Ross is like, Monica did it? As Monica comes bouncing out of the Richard closet or the patio or someplace. She's past the bathroom. That's all I know. And Ross calls to Monica and asks if he noticed anything weird about Ben today.
No, why?
Well, Ross lies that he was playing with Ben and they were doing their alphabet song. They started leaving out letters like they got knocked out of his head. And Rachel has to turn to mask her face. Also, Ross goes on, Ben is walking funny, like he's chasing a thief with one leg shorter than the other and spinning around in a weird circle. And Monica cries out, I wrecked your baby! And she runs to check on the new deformity that Ben has become.
Oh.
Rachel points out to Ross, I hope it's funny when you're in hell. So then Monica emerges from the bedroom. She found Ben okay. And Ross is sporting a devious smile at her. And she calls him a jerk and chases him around, saying, you know how much I love that Ben boy.
That Ben boy.
Ross runs and starts doing a Monica bang, until hitting his head on the beam in the living room. Ross says, ow, and Rachel says, I'll get the hat.
I like how she goes into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like she's actually going to get
Yes,
the hat.
I'm going to get the hat. Somebody bumps their head, I go get the hat. That's my life now.
So we're at Central Perk, Chandler and Janice. Chandler and Janice sitting on the Perk couch, and Chandler says he has something to tell her, and it's not going to be easy for him to say. He tells her she should go back to Gary. He doesn't want to be the one that breaks up a family, and shares that when his parents split up, it was because of that guy. And he says when he saw him, he knew he was the reason that they were not together, and he hated that guy. It didn't matter how nice he was or how happy he made his dad. Janice says, wow. He assures her it's the right thing to do. But Janice says before she can say goodbye, she wants him to know the way she feels about him is like she finally understands what Lionel Richie was saying about. What they had was like movie love.
So she understands dancing on the ceiling?
She tells him he's her soulmate, and she cannot believe they're not going to be spending the rest of their lives together. So just side note.
Okay.
When she broke up with him for good and met her other husband at the dermatologist, if Chandler was her soulmate, why didn't she come back for him? Just questions.
Just questions. Just throwing out questions.
Just throwing it out there. All right, so Chandler
Everybody scream at your radios. Or your headphones or laptop or whatever. She thought he was in Yemen.
Chandler says, then don't leave me. Forget what I said. I was babbling. Pick me.
Oh, Chandler.
Janice says, no, you're right. I have to give my marriage another chance. And Chandler says, no. Give your divorce another chance. And then there's a series of cut lines from the DVD.
Okay.
Janice says, sweetie, you should not have to settle for just half my heart. And Chandler says, I'll settle for half your heart. I'll settle for a quarter of your heart. I will settle for a tiny ventricle. Oh. She tells him she has to go, and he protests loudly. And she says, people are looking. And he says, I don't care. And then he turns to the people and says, I don't care.
Okay, I don't like the pants, but that's not saying Maggie isn't wearing the hell out of them.
She has a nice figure. She's
Yeah.
very cute. She says she's leaving, and she struggles, and he takes her shoe. You can't leave. I have your shoe. Janice hobbles off and says, goodbye, Chandler Bing.
That's probably in the Lost and Found with Joey's boot.
Wouldn't that be funny? Holding the shoe, Gunther comes to Chandler and says, Rachel has those in burgundy.
Rachel has those in burgundy. Gunther cracks me up. I was happy when they started giving him a little characterization and stuff to do. All right, Monica and Rachel's everybody but the Chan man.
Aww.
So they are lined up and wielding their giant poking device. Joey is in charge, and he warns them that something this big and long will be hard and difficult to maneuver, but luckily he has experience with that.
Oh my God.
Ross shouts from inside to hurry as the naked man's life is in the balance. Phoebe thinks this is all a moot point since she knows that the guy's dead. And she thinks that they're just going to have a dead fat guy on a stick. This episode is why you incorrectly refer to him sometimes as ugly fat naked guy. Or fat ugly naked guy. Or because instead of just ugly naked guy. Because this episode they really built up
the fat. Yeah.
So Joey orchestrates the poking. And they all lead out on the stick. Higher. Carefully angle. Feed more stick out. We get a nice a camera shot of a hairy guy sleeping as the stick approaches him. Thread the needle, Joey says. Thread the needle. They belly poke that naked guy, and he swats at the stick. And Phoebe shouts, "He's alive! He's alive!" You know, like a Frankenstein quote. They keep poking, and Monica states that they're still poking. And they even poke a couple more times before Joey shouts to retract the device. Retract the device! According to Ross, the naked guy is not happy. And Rachel says, now he's showing them his poking device.
Uh-oh.
And Joey shouts, "That's not going to make it all the way over here, buddy." It'd have been funny if he'd have been like, "We were making sure you were alive. We thought you was dead. Don't be so mad.
That's funny. I would have loved that.
We were helping you. Oh, now you're just touching it."
So I'm not sure how to do this because they do this singing. Should I sing? Should I not sing?
Just
say the
say
words?
the lyrics.
Okay.
And
Say the lyrics?
Yeah, if you get into it a little bit,
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about it.
All right, so now we're at the tag or the stinger. Chandler and Joey's. Chandler's there, and Phoebe walks in. Chandler's holding the shoe he took from Janice and the Lionel Richie album with his headphones on, singing Endless Love. This song was originally written for a movie with the same title, Endless Love, starring Brooke Shields and recorded with Diana Ross.
Oh.
Yeah. The premise of the movie.
Okay, Endless Love premise coming.
Yeah, Endless Love. Parental disapproval of a passionate romance between teenagers Jade Butterfield and David Axelrod leads to arguments, circumstance, insanity, and tragedy. The trailer clip that I saw, it was a clip of the movie, was just a lot of screaming at each other.
A lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's stop doing it. You're teenagers. You're going to get preggers.
Basically. So Chandler's singing, "I'll hold you close in my..." Oh, I can't sing.
Yeah.
Chandler's singing, "I'll hold you close in my arms," and Phoebe enters, "I can't resist your charms.
Love.
And
Love.
love." Phoebe joins him. "Love." Chandler and Phoebe, "I'll be a fool for you.
I'm sure.
I'm sure you know I don't mind."
I don't mind.
And then Chandler goes high pitched, "No, you know I don't mind." Chandler and Phoebe, "Yes, you mean the world to me."
And I like that you can't hear the song at all.
Yeah.
It's just the two of them.
The two of them, yeah. And they go, I know, I found in you my endless. And then Phoebe goes high pitched, and Chandler goes low. Love. They both look at each other. My endless love. Once again, they don't match tones. They just look at each other, and then they keep trying. As the credits roll, you can hear them say it 3 more times. And that's the end of the episode.
That's the end. Endless
Cut and
loving.
All right, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
Okay. You know how we save all those chopsticks for no reason when we get Chinese food?
Yeah.
Well, now we got a reason.
What?
Well, we're fashioning a very long poking device.
All right.
Hey, what's the matter?
I talked to Janice.
Oh my God, is she going back to him?
She doesn't know. She says she loves us both. You know, when I woke up this morning, I was in love. I was happy. Serves me right for buying a 12-pack of condoms. Now I can't even return them because she choked on the receipt.
Ow!
Shit, sorry, Adam.
You hit me with a dart.
Let me pull it out.
Ow!
That's better.
All right, we're back for the wrap up.
Back. What did we learn from this episode?
Joe, why don't you tell us what you learned?
I think despite picking on Janice, Chandler is really bummed, and he really loved her. This time. Oh, and Rachel likes it rough.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
You need a minute?
Yeah.
What did you learn?
I learned that Monica loves Ben.
Aw.
Janice loves her gross ex.
Yeah.
I don't understand Russ's job a lot. Rachel can babysit. And I learned never to buy condoms.
Oh.
It's bad luck.
Yeah, that's good. What are your final thoughts for this episode?
If I thought going to the dentist killed people, I don't know if I'd go less or more.
Oh. Thanos at the dentist. It's good fun. This is a heartfelt episode. I liked it.
Yeah.
I love the singing ending. I wonder how much that cost them.
25 G's?
Probably.
At least.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
maybe
though-
not in the 90s.
Maybe.
Things started getting pricier more in the aughts with
because
streaming and everything.
Streaming. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. All right. What's our sweater vest tracker?
0 for the episode.
0. We're still at 1. We're on episode 8.
Yeah, come on, guys. You got to get in gear. Joe needs, how many do you need?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the bet
We'll have
was.
to go back and
I
look.
feel like it was like 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to listen.
All right. What was our IMDb rating for this episode?
The rating was 8.2 out of 10 stars with 5,400 ratings. So not bad.
Wow.
Not too shabby.
So I read a few of the reviews, but I picked this one because it was funny.
Okay.
Review for the episode was 10 out of 10. The title is Monica Bang. It's by Arnott44532, May 4th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe, being Phoebe, doesn't want to go to the dentist because she thinks that's why people die. Rachel babysitting Ben with Monica is cute and funny after he hits his head.
Oh.
Monica Bang. Are they trying to tell us something? Everybody thinks it's a foreshadowing of Monica Bang.
Oh, I just took it as it's fun for Monica to bang.
Joey and Chandler had both funny and serious scenes together, and this episode reminded me why I love Chandler so much.
Aw.
Also, his singing at the end with Phoebe was cute, sad, and funny at the same time. Beauty of Friends is exactly that.
Aw.
I thought it was cute.
Aw, you got a little sentimental review.
I know. All right, what's next week's episode?
The one with the football.
Ooh, our first Thanksgiving episode.
Yes, Thanksgiving dinner is postponed as a sibling rivalry between Monica and Ross resurfaces over the Geller Cup after the gang decide to have a game of touch football in our very first great Thanksgiving episode. Just in time for Halloween.
Wait, didn't we have potatoes are ruined, potatoes are ruined, potatoes are ruined?
Well, no, that was a Thanksgiving episode.
Right.
I think this is the first great Thanksgiving episode.
Got it.
Is my interpretation of
Got it. Okay.
That one's not the best.
No. Okay.
This one is where they kind of plant their stake down like Thanksgiving is going to be a thing.
All right. Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Sure.
Guess what? We got a fan letter.
Another fan letter?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh, that makes like a handful.
Yeah. But Terry R. sent us an email to our maladjusted Gmail. Maladjusted email.
The Maladjusted Misfits at
Yes.
gmail.com.
That's right. That email. She said she's loving the podcast. She just started listening to it. She's a huge Friends fan. Her wedding colors were the, same colors as the umbrellas, which I thought was super cute.
Oh, cute.
She's a kindergarten teacher, and her classroom is decorated in Friends colors and theme. She's not sure if the kids know what it is, but she's happy about it. Both of her daughters were adopted, and so she loves hearing the stories about the boy kid and the girl kid.
Yeah.
And she's just, she went to the Friends experience. She just enjoyed the podcast. She just wanted to reach out and tell us we're doing a good job, and she enjoys listening to it. And I sent her an email back and said, thank you, keep listening and share it. But thank you, Terry R.
Thank you, Terry.
We love that you're a listener. We love that you reach out. And if you ever want to provide some content for one of the episodes, just give us a shout. We'd love to include you.
Yeah.
So fun.
Fun.
Yes. So what else we got going on?
So what else did we watch this week? I've been in a very Halloweeny mood, so
Yeah.
I've been making you watch scary stuff.
And he doesn't ask, he just turns it on because he knows. I'll be like, why?
Well, you'll just be like, no.
So he just turned on Late Night with the Devil. So I
Late
watched
Night
that.
with the devil.
And it was good. It was good. It wasn't like super scary. And he always prefaces that like, you'll like this one. It's not super scary.
Well, like I was watching something the other day and you're like, what is this? And I was like, I wouldn't make you watch this
Yeah. You would not like this one. So we did watch that. And then you started watching Train to Busan.
Train to Busan, yes. It's
Which is really good. And I've
yeah.
seen that before.
Yeah, it's a Korean
I think
zombie movie.
Yeah. And it takes place on a bus. A
On
train.
a train.
Duh. A bus.
A Train to Busan. That's what was throwing you
That's
off.
right. The bus was. But yes, I've seen that before, but I walked in while you were watching it, so I finished watching with you.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
We watched, so Guillermo del Toro has a show on Netflix called The Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yes.
And I've made you watch a couple of those before.
Yes.
I sprinkle them in every now and then.
Right. And we like his movies, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we talked about The Orphanage.
He produced The Orphanage.
Okay.
He didn't direct The
So
Orphanage.
that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But we watched The Autopsy,
Yeah.
and that was fun. I
It
like
was
that.
good. It
It's the
was
same director that did The Empty Man. Remember I made you watch that?
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was good. It was good.
was
I
really
wasn't super scared.
My favorite one of those is The Viewing,
Uh-huh.
that the guy that directed Mandy
Yeah.
did.
Oh, okay.
That's that super weird one.
I have not watched Mandy.
No, you have one. I watched Mandy. And then I watched Pale Blue Eye last night.
Yeah. I kind of watched through, like, my phone.
Yeah. She was mainly playing on her phone, but she watched some of it.
I asked questions. I knew what was going on. We also watched the Ghostbusters movie, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
The
we started
Frozen
that
Empire.
once when we were tired.
Oh, my God.
And we could not get into it.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, I hope it's not bad because I really like everyone in it.
Right.
And then he put it on the other day, and I was like, oh, this is funny, and I don't remember any of it. So I must have been really tired because it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like seeing all the old Ghostbusters with the new Ghostbusters.
And Paul Rudd is just running around. And the girl's name is Phoebe.
Yeah.
So Paul Rudd talks to Phoebe a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, call him crapbag just once.
That would be hilarious. And Paul Rudd never ages.
Yeah, he's starting to look a little older
Is
now,
he?
I think.
Okay.
I think
looks-
he's starting to. I mean, he's looked the same for 30 years.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now
in
that
his
he's
50s,
starting.
yeah. He's probably up there with us, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. If
Yep.
you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say hey,
Come on, we want to hear from more of you misfits like Terry out there.
that's right. Email us, like Terry, at the maladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. And also, if you like the podcast, share it with another friend's fan.
Mm-hmm.
Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try to leave it in a positive way. But don't forget to smash that like button and
Subscribe.
rate it 5 stars on whatever platform you're on. We need to
Smash
adjust
that.
these notes.
Smash that like button. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. All right, look, I'm going to go in here and you don't buy me anything, ever.